government of Rhodesia has given careful and deliberate consideration to the working document setting out Mr. Wilson's proposals. The Rhodesian government is prepared to accept the constitutional proposals by Mr. Wilson, which fulfill his 6 principles as a basis for a constitution for an independent Rhodesia. However, the British government's expectation that the Rhodesian government should abandon the 1965 constitution before a new constitution has been finally secured and put to the test of public opinion is utterly irresponsible. The proposals also envisaged by Mr. Wilson under the head a return to legality are repugnant to the Rhodesian government, involving as they do that, firstly, control of the armed forces and police be invested in a governor, and B, secondly, the governor be invested with discretion to appoint ministers of the Crown, of whom no less than 5 are to be persons outside the government party and no less than 2 of whom must be African.
Never!
And
Never!
thirdly, the dissolution of Parliament and the governor being invested with legislative powers, which in general will be exercised on the advice of his ministers, but which in certain cases may be exercised at his discretion. These proposals involve departures of a major nature from the accepted principles of parliamentary government which has existed in this country for 43 years. Furthermore, the fact that this interim government is to be vested with powers of government, Parliament having been dissolved, creates a situation which the Rhodesian government cannot tolerate. The Rhodesian government is, of course, anxious to remove the differences which have existed over the past year between Rhodesia and Britain, with all the consequential difficulties caused to both governments. Nevertheless, the Rhodesian government cannot be expected to yield such fundamental principles, and in a manner which amounts to surrender and submission of power. The acceptance of Mr. Wilson's proposals for an independent constitution is surely all that matters. It is considered that the Rhodesian government would be extremely foolish were they to abandon the substance of their present constitution for the shadow of a mythical constitution yet to be evolved. And so, as you will no doubt have guessed, ladies and gentlemen, the fight goes on.
Yeah!